Okay, so hello and welcome viewers. Today we have with us one of our esteemed customers, Diego Sabajo, and he's going to be sharing his journey with Project Pro and his data science career experience with all of us. So, Diego, hi, welcome to our channel, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm glad to be here and hope you can learn something from my experience.
So, Diego, if you could just, give our viewers a very quick introduction as to what you do and what exactly made you join Project Pro platform. So,
Okay. As I said, my name is Diego. I am a data scientist. I'm also a small business owner. I have a music business. I transitioned from that because I was tired of making music professionally. So I transitioned from that to software development and then to data science, AI, and machine learning to achieve a lifelong dream of going into artificial intelligence and working on artificial intelligence. So I did Caltech, California Institute of Technology, a boot camp that they had. I did that for 7 months, graduated. And of course, as you may know, a boot camp is not it's just the first stepping stone, right? It just gives you a basis. It will not make you job ready or anything like that. Um, at least most boot camps won't. Uh, so I searched the internet for places where I could find uh, uh, projects with real business values end to end, and then I stumbled upon Project Pro, and then I became a customer of Project Pro. So yes, that's my journey.
okay, great. So, Diego, exactly what sort of challenges were you facing as a beginner in data science? What were your, questions and how were you dealing with those? Like, what
Okay,
approach
yeah, you may finish your sentence.
yeah
Sorry.
what approach do you thought at first that okay, this might be the best way to deal with the challenges since you were entering into the domain of data science?
Okay. First thing, my first approach was to, because I have self-taught myself music production, I've self-taught myself software engineering, front-end development mostly. And so my first instinct was to self-teach myself, self-teach myself, is it correct? And, teach myself data science. So I started with that, but what I realized is very quickly that it would take longer because if you don't have a mentor, someone guiding you, you may learn things that aren't necessary right away, or you may miss essential steps. So I thought, what is the fastest approach to do this? And then I thought, okay, let me just enroll into a boot camp. So and after I've done that, one of my big challenges was finding actual projects, like I said earlier, to work on, right? And um, projects that, like I said, had real value, uh, um, real world projects instead of just small practice projects. So finding the right projects and finding a place where I can, because you got to understand, as someone who is beginning from a beginner's perspective, it's you don't the data science is such a big field, it's kind of like a maze, so you need to know exactly, you won't have it perfect, but you need to know at least a path to follow so that okay, this comes before this. Start with linear regression before you go to, let's say, I don't know, deep learning, etc. So I had to find at least a structured approach to navigate this maze so that I could and understand where I was heading and how I needed to go in that area. So that was one of my biggest struggles, is finding um, a good path. And I happened to stumble on Project Pro, and that gave me a better, um, yeah, path, to say it like that.
Okay, great. And Diego, as a beginner, since you've been with us for a few months now, and I hope we have been able to help you with your journey so far.
Yeah.
So, what features exactly do you think that are there on the Project Pro platform and that have been really helpful to you, and they might as well be helpful to others who are entering the data science domain or are willing to enter the data science domain? So, as a beginner, which of the features do you think were the most helpful in your journey so far?
Well, definitely. Let's from a beginner's perspective. If a new beginner comes and signs up, he or she must. I'm talking from an absolute beginner's perspective. At least create a path or follow one of the paths. So the paths will give you a structured way on which videos to follow, which of these courses to follow, these mini tutorials or however you want to call them to follow. So start doing that right away. Also, Project Pro has also a blog section, so you can check those articles out. They also offer different uh, sometimes a whole lot of resources from project ideas to just new technologies. So also check that out. But one of the biggest features is those one-on-one sessions. Try to book. It is for now. It is you have as a subscriber. You have I think unlimited. Yeah, unlimited one-on-one sessions with a mentor, professional mentor in that industry. So try to book as much as you can. So that is a great feature to do, but don't try to do it from like when you face your first problem or something. Try to at least solve your problem, and if you really get stuck, try to book a one-on-one session. And I've booked up till six now, and from career career guidance to being stuck with a computer vision problem, being stuck with an audio processing problem. So the variety of problems that I've booked a session for is very wide, and they've been very helpful up till now. So I cannot understate that from a beginner's perspective, those three features are one of the most important one. Also, this is I don't know if you can call this a feature, but recently the community on WhatsApp, the community how do you call it,
The
the group
what?
channel on what yeah, it's also very important because there you can also ask questions and you see what's going on, and you can link with various of I think there are about 200 something people out there. So with any of these people you can link. I would definitely advise give more than you take. So share resources, share your ideas, give more than you take, and because that strategy has helped for me, I try to give two times as much as I take. So yeah, those three,
Oh,
in my opinion, those three features, yeah, are one of the best.
okay. So when you talk about the WhatsApp group that you have been, involved in and interacting with other customers of the platform, so have you been, into anything like come up with any maybe idea or project or any help that you have gotten so far? If you could just let
Yes,
us know the details.
yes. From that group alone, I had three people ask me if I wanted to join their AI project, and that is what because of me being active in the group and sharing some resources and ideas. I even had a guy um, who added me on my personal WhatsApp and told me that I must have a lot of resources. I said, "How do you know that?" He says, "From the way you are talking." So, and he then asked me if I wanted to join his AI project, and that was a project for I think for small business owners in Kenya, and it was like this accounting project. I haven't joined him, and then there was this other guy who I also met on the project, who I'm currently building a chatbot with a large language AI powered chatbot that utilizes large language models. So I am basically in the for process of starting a company with him, a startup. And he's also from Project Pro. From I met him there. I met him in the group, and the way I met him is he asked the question, and I don't know if people answered him, and I answered him, offering him help. And then he added me, and we talked, and he asked me what my interests were, and I asked him what's his, and it was kind of aligned. So then we started saying, "Fine, do you wanna?" He asked me, "Do you want to work on this?" I said, "Yeah, it's an interesting idea, so let's work on it." To give you a little bit more details, it's a mental health chatbot. That we're creating. It's these two people. There's also a third person, but that person is not from Project Pro, who's also involved in this project, and they're both from the United States. So yeah, I'm working with them on that project idea. If it succeeds, that is point two. That is something a whole different game. So because it's not gonna be easy, but I'm just saying that this is my journey, and this is what Project Pro has given me up till now.
Great, great, fantastic. I'm glad that you've been able to connect with people. Like you said, both of them are from US. One of them is not even, associated with the platform. So I think the community thing has helped you in a great way. I'm really glad to know that. And
Yes, thank
other than that, Diego, regarding the platform, when it comes to the number of projects that you have worked on so far, which of the projects do you think have been the most interesting ones or the most helpful ones for you so far?
So, to give specific names, because I have done quite a lot from since I started, so I don't have specific names. The last one I can mention, that is the large language model one. It was just released, and as soon as it released, I finished it in 2 days. Because that one was very specific to what we are building, the chatbot. So uh, I went over it very quickly. It was very well done. So his instructor was knowledgeable about the topic. So that one was very helpful. Other than that, currently I'm working on a resume parser also from ProjectPro. So that one is also very interesting because um, they that one is, I think, two parts. One, just creating the resume parser, and the second part is deploying it, because I don't just want to be a data scientist. I also want to be a machine learning engineer. So knowing how to deploy these things is very important. So um, I'm doing that currently also. That's very helpful. But up till now, I think all of them have had some impact on where I'm currently at, from where I started and where I'm currently at, which is much further, obviously. But all of them would have an impact. But those, I named these two because they are the most recent ones. Also, one audio, I think it was, I forgot what, I don't remember the specific name, but that one was also very interesting. So yes.
Okay, okay, great. And I mean, regarding the project categories, do you have anything in mind, any specific project category or project that you would like to see on the platform in the near future, of course?
Yeah. So I have a broad range of interests. Since I have a musical background, I don't see a lot of um, AI projects or data science projects that use, for to be specific, for music. So maybe music. There's only one or two, I guess. One is a recommendation engine, I think, and one is an audio, how do you call it, project to extract audio features to create a model. But there isn't a lot. So I think it doesn't have specifically have to be music. It could be more audio based data science project. That I don't see that currently. There's, like I said, only one or two. One to be with audio, and regarding music too. So that would be very helpful, because the reason why I've said it doesn't have to specifically be music. The same process that you use for audio, obviously music is audio, you can use for a more specific industry, music. So I would like to see more of that. Also, I'm very interested in science, and so I like to see more, maybe courses in regarding the sciences, maybe genetics, or any of those things would be very interesting regarding science. Also, and the last one, maybe projects regarding climate or something, going for climate data, because the climate thing is a very, very big problem that we are facing currently. And I think
Absolutely.
that, yeah, we can solve it, help solve it, at least with artificial intelligence. So that would also be very interesting to watch.
I think that is a great suggestion, and I'm sure we can, try and do
Yeah.
something about it and take it into consideration. And other
Yeah.
than that, Diego, since it's been a while since you have stepped into the domain of data science and machine learning and AI, and you've been doing so well on your own so far. So, if you have any, like, if you had to mention any milestones in particular that have, helped you achieve this success in data science so far, so what would it be?
Of course, graduating, that was the first one, milestone, which wasn't easy because I had to work and do that. And my Saturdays and Sundays were basically booked. So I was working, like, working 7 days a week for 6, 7 months. So that was definitely the first milestone. The second was, let me see. I think finding a, a potential co-founder for a company, because I am more entrepreneurial. I know it's not easy starting a company. Yeah, I try to do it. This is the fourth time I try to do it. Only one was successful. The other ones I was very young and naive. So that was also a major milestone where I found a founder that had more experience with me and was willing to take a bet on me. So that was the second milestone. And another milestone is also, oh yeah, I forgot this one. It's yeah, a lot has happened in the past 3 months. I also had my first presentation on artificial intelligence and data science in my local country. It was non-technical, or just for the layman, people who had a genuine knowledge and knowledge interest in artificial intelligence, but weren't technical. So I had that presentation, which was also very good. Not my own opinion, but the people actually left feedback. It was three. There were three speakers, and I did the artificial intelligence part. So that was also a milestone. Another milestone was, yeah, another, also a guy that I met at that conference presentation. He linked up with me. He's also a co-founder. He has his own company, and he asked me if I wanted to do a piece on artificial intelligence because he's trying to give his company more recognition, and he was wondering if I would want to present my work, record myself, etc., in a video, and I did that. So yeah, he's busy with his marketing campaign, but that is also a milestone for me because it gives me more exposure and recognition. So I would say these three things up till now, and it's been pretty fast from starting from absolutely no knowledge in data science, about data science, to 7, 8 months further down the line, I've achieved these three things.
Excellent. Diego, it's very impressive. I mean, hearing out the journey that you have had so far and whatever you have achieved in the past few months, I think it's very inspiring as well for the viewers who are, planning to enter the data science domain and build a career in it. And I mean, coming to that, if you have any tips or any suggestions that you would like to share with, any individual who is planning to, enter data science. So if you could share tips.
Of course. First of all, when you go into the field of data science, let's say you do a boot camp or maybe some courses online, don't assume that completing that boot camp you're going to get a job right away, or that you're ready for the job market. You're not. You have to work on projects. You have to learn additional technologies that probably your boot camp didn't teach you. So that's why I signed up to the ProjectPro platform, and even like ProjectPro isn't my only source of learning. There are sometimes smaller courses that I do. Now I'm doing HackerRank, trying to learn, how do you call it again, SQL. So in short, you have to constantly learn, and that is just not just data scientists, any IT related fields. Otherwise, you get obsolete, or your skill set will get obsolete pretty fast. So again, don't assume that completing this course, even if it was a rigorous course, that you're ready for the job market. You have to learn. You have to build projects, and try to build projects that have at least business value. So yeah, even though that cat dog image recognition is probably nice, it doesn't have too much business value. So as if you can display more projects that you have done end to end, maybe even deployed it using maybe Streamlit or something, that will work for you more, as opposed to just building a model and leaving it just like that. So try to focus at least on a few end-to-end projects. Second one is, of course, from a beginner's perspective, create a LinkedIn account. Most people do have that, but try to reach out to people. Try to speak out. Try to share your knowledge on LinkedIn, and because that has also worked well for me. Connect with a lot of people, especially if you want to have a job, and don't necessarily ask for something. Sometimes just saying, hey, I just want to connect, and maybe we can have a chat about this and that. So like I said, try to give more than. So that is also a tip that I follow, that I would recommend. So on the top of my head, I think those two. So be a continuous learner and connect as soon as you can with people in your industry. Also, if someone asks you, Oh no, just leave that one. That's not important. Those two, yeah.
Okay, okay. And also, I mean, I'm sure when it comes to data science and when you take it up along with music, I think that is a very, very interesting combination. And if you just, let us know more about what are your plans when it comes to, making data science work along with your music interests. So do you have anything particular in mind that you're planning to, work on?
Yes, I do have something in mind, but it has taken a little bit of a backseat because, like I said, I'm currently working on a mental health chatbot. So I have a big, yeah, a large, as a music producer. So to give you little bit of context, I created a company with a friend a few years back, and I'm a music producer, so I make instrumentals, different instrumentals in various genres, me and him, and we sell it to customers, only the instrumentals, uh, globally, particularly the US, the Caribbean, and UK, etc., Africa. So that is our customer base. And I wanted to create then a model that could generate music and maybe take me out of the equation of having to actively produce music, but be more as a supervisor. So, or that is one idea that I had, a model that could generate music, and I already experimented with such a model. So I created a model that could generate a few melodies, but one of the big issues here is that you need to acquire a fast amount of excuse me, you need to acquire a large amount of data to actually do that. And we do have the data SM because we've like maybe 400 or 500 instrumentals that we created throughout the year, so we can feed it on that. But I'm not sure if it would be enough. And the very task of, how do you call it, labeling everything, taking it apart, the audio files or the MIDI files, it will require more work than I currently can afford to do. So that is still something that I want to do, but until I have a little bit more resources so that I can at least pay people to label the data for me, then I can train a model on that, based on that. So yeah, that is my plan, or yeah, it's my plan, but it currently has taken a little bit of a backseat. Unless maybe I could find someone, maybe a co-founder that can also, but it's hard to find uh, people in data science who are also in music. It's very rare, and I've read that's why they also command a little bit higher of a salary, because it's very rare. But even if I would find someone now, I don't think I have the time to do it for now. So yeah.
Oh, anyway, I really hope that, you can actually make that work out in the near future because it really sounds very interesting to me. And again, coming back to the platform, Diego, do you have any suggestions, any feedback for us that you would want us to, take into consideration?
Yes, of course. First of all, some of the videos, not a lot, not a lot, a few of them, the audio is poorly recorded. It's a little bit too soft. I think 2 or 3 videos. So that one, that is, it requires more effort from the learner to like really listen. You almost have to have complete silence around you to be able to understand. But like I said, it's not much, so maybe those need to be redone, or I don't know. That is one. Another one is, some videos are like very long in the sense of 20 minutes. 20 minutes is, I think, too long to actively follow, especially if it's a lot of theory. So maybe those videos, maybe not now, but maybe the new videos or something. I think 10 minutes, 7 minutes is max. If it's 20-minute video, it needs to be broken down uh, into more videos. Also, from a beginner's perspective, theory is very important, especially in data science. But if you're a beginner, um, you can you can get started with from a practical perspective. So videos that explain too much theory, um, first of all, don't make them too long, and I think don't focus the videos too much on theory, which doesn't happen at Project Pro too much. But there are some videos where one of the videos are like 10 minutes to almost theory. Mostly I skip those. Not saying that theory isn't important. Theory is very important, But at that moment, I wanted to have a practical understanding of it first, and then after that, I can check the theory. So that is the second one. Also, some of the videos, the instructor already has completed the code, which I understand, right? But then just explains what the code does very quickly. I think it's more beneficial to the user, especially towards beginners, if he codes along. I know maybe has another screen which nobody sees where the code is already written. Obviously, you have to be prepared, but then he codes along and explains it right away instead of having everything ready and explain it, right? Because the reason why this is important, most data scientists, especially when they're starting out, will work with Jupyter notebooks, right? But in production, Jupyter notebooks, they're not going to use it in production. You have to build an actual system, right? But I have a, how do you call it, a software engineering background because I've done that, right? So if you now present a video that is not in Jupyter notebooks, it could be very confusing for beginners because they will learn through Jupyter notebooks, most of them at least. So if you have now a video where the code is done in plain Python, at least explain how the file system is ordered, because not everybody has that experience. I have that, like I said, because I come from a front-end engineering background, so I can understand how the file system is. But from a beginner, it could get confusing for him, I think. So yeah, those are the tips, the feedback.
Okay. Thank you so much, Diego, for the feedback. I think it's going to be really helpful for the platform and for the team as well to make things
Yeah,
better and make the experience far more better for our customers.
right.
And just one last question, Diego, before we wrap up. Would you be willing to renew your subscription with Project Pro? And if yes, then what would be the main reason for you to do that?
Okay. Yes, of course, I will do it as long as if the system keeps improving, keeps adding on new course materials. Obviously, you'll do, otherwise you'll be extinct within a few years if it's remains still. Yes, I will be doing that, and the main reason is because one, the community that on the WhatsApp group, I think that is powerful because, like I said, I explained earlier, it has offered me so much benefits. The second one is the course material is good. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert yet, so maybe from that, I cannot speak from their perspective, and I don't speak on behalf of them. I speak on behalf of beginners to maybe intermediate people. The course material is generally good. So based off of that, I would definitely subscribe. The platform is also fast, which is very important. And the one-on-one sessions, and the team is also, as soon as I ask for a session, if of course if it's weekend, then yeah, you have to wait Monday but I always get a very quick response. So that is very important. Also, if I sit with a problem, and the instructors are generally very good. They know what they talk about. So yeah, for those three
Okay.
reasons, I would resubscribe.
Wonderful, Diego. I think we are very lucky to have a customer like you. And I think all your feedback and your tips, and in fact, sharing your entire experience with Project Pro, and in fact, in your career otherwise, I think is going to be super helpful for the viewers or anybody who's in the same boat, who's going to be starting off with their data science career. I think it's going to be helpful for them and for us as well. So we are really looking forward to, help you in the future as well with your journey, with your projects. And I hope we can do that successfully. So thank you so much, Diego, for taking out time and joining us today and sharing your experience with us.
Well, thank you for having me. I've been honored. I feel honored, and of course, yeah, I wish the platform all the best. Everybody that works there, all the best. Say hi for me if you can, and
Sure.
I hope the viewers will at least have learned something from this, and I hope it can guide them on their journey of becoming a data science or machine learning engineer or whatever, anything in the data science realm. So yeah, thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thank you so much, Diego.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.